Okay, I'm Ili. I will. I'll just ping you in Discord in case we like decide to play another game or something like that. I'll ping you in Discord whenever we finish with the reaction stuff. All right, guys. Here we go. I'm excited. I don't know what's going to necessarily happen as far as this video goes. I have put up a spoiler warning. There's not much more I could do. If you're here just for some free drops, we got some free drops. I think Palia is still doing drops right now. So I don't want to waste any more time. I'm going to get into this video. Let's do this.
Of GDC 2025. We've got the brand new studio, and it is so nice to be able to have a bunch of lovely developers come through and show us their games. I'm joined by Maxwell here with Palia. So we're going to be seeing some brand new content, but with the people who are not familiar with the game, can you give us a brief overview?
Sure. So Palia is a fantasy life sim adventure game where players are going to be able to explore this world that's been touched by magic. And as they explore that world, they're going to meet a whole cast of characters in the village, as well
Zeki
as
boy!
be able to go fishing or hunting and gather all sorts of materials to bring back to their home plot, where they get to sort of build this dream house that they want and go crazy with it.
And in this economy...
Okay, wait, am I stupid? Alright, here's my first reaction already. I never put together that this symbol looks like a house until just right now. I never put that together. I never put together that this symbol looks like a house until right now. I'm so sorry. It was them showing a house and then zooming into the sign of a house. Yeah, that I didn't realize that was a symbol for a house. Dude, okay.
Genuinely building a dream house.
Say the millennials really appreciate the extra home.
I mean, let's jump right into gameplay, and I'll ask you questions as we are going. But what are you showing?
Ooh, here we go.
Yeah, so today we're going to be walking through one of a high-end housing plot to show what the potential is. It was one of our community members who was nice enough to provide an example to show everyone. And then we're going to head to Elderwood. And Elderwood is the first major expansion to Palia since we launched back in August of 2023.
Okay.
It's a whole new map, whole new zone, all new content for every skill, new story updates, new NPC coming, so all sorts of things to go explore.
Great. Well, if you wouldn't mind picking up the controller and we can jump right in. So you're playing on PC build, but with a PlayStation controller,
Yes. So this week we've been showing the game a lot on PlayStation 5. We've been working on the Xbox version and the PlayStation version, which we're very, very excited to get the game out there, and so those players can come in and check it out. We're going to be launching that alongside the Elderwood expansion at the same time.
Great. So
I can tell you right now, guys, day one servers are probably going to crash. I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it. Day one servers are probably going to crash.
Open beta. And then, in addition, the game is fully crossplay and cross-progression. So if you do want to hang out on your couch, sit back, relax, you know, get a cozy blanket, here you go. This is the best time to do it.
Great.
So.
All right. So where are we right now?
Oh man, I need to change to inversion. I'm sorry. I am an inverted
That's fine. I can't believe you're doing this on video too.
So yeah, forgot about that. So again, this is a high-end housing plot. You don't start the game here. You're going to start with something much simpler, but I think this shows a lot of the potential of what players can create.
I wonder who this is.
This is made by one of our community members, Kirakiba, and
Kirakiba.
All the objects we see here are hand-placed by the player. So we'll switch into placement mode for a second.
Well, you have to think about it this way.
She watered all these flowers. There must be like 2.
Quick pause. I mean, you think about it this way. The reason why I say that is usually when they do a huge update, the server's already laggy, but now they're doing a huge update, but also releasing it on 2 other consoles that have never experienced this game before. So you're going to get first-time people who are just getting it on Xbox for the first time or PlayStation for the first time. Like, so day one, expect the servers to absolutely lag out. Just expect that to happen. All right.
200, 300, 400 flowers, I don't know. And I would generally say like a house of this complexity that we're seeing here is at least 100 hours of just decorating.
I was going to say, up at the upper limit almost of the decor.
Yeah, she's right at the line.
Yeah.
It's a nice house.
So we are working on trying to expand that. We know players really want more opportunities to add even more items to their housing plot. But anyways, there's a ton of flexibility.
I don't
in
know
our
if you
housing
should
system.
do it.
One of my
I'm gonna be
favorite
honest.
things
I don't know if
is,
they should do that. If
all
they
these
should
things
allow
are
them
placed,
to add
but then
more
also
items.
We give some really quick and easy
If
not to
anything,
system
maybe
rules.
another
So,
1,000, but they should
we're
stop
gonna
it after
destroy the
that.
house a little bit.
We'll put it back.
We'll put it back later. But you can quickly move things around and adjust to your heart's content.
I was gonna say, so I'm a big Sims player, and so seeing you just grab things and having all the clutter, or at least in Sims terminology is referred to as clutter, right? But it's the fact that I'm not having to input a cheat and putting something on a counter, putting it on the counter, taking the counter away is blowing my mind.
I will say our players do some of those tricks.
They do?
The high-end folks definitely will break our systems and find ways to do things we never intended.
Separate flower total from furniture total would be better.
Normal house for these
okay.
But even then,
Keep in mind,
it still looks like it.
My opinion's coming from somebody who doesn't decorate, so I don't really have an opinion here, to be completely honest. Like, my word should mean nothing to you. Okay, for me personally, when I go through certain houses, I really like a clean aesthetic where like everything feels like it's been placed meaningfully. There is some stuff, like you just said, that looks like clutter, like you just put stuff in places just to like show it, like that, and it breaks my brain a little bit. Like, this has a nice aesthetic to it, don't get me wrong. But there are some areas I'm probably going to see in this that I'm like, okay, why? You just did this just to do this. Like, you put this here just to put this here. You didn't have to put all this stuff here in this corner. Also, don't deco. Yeah. Maybe they should raise the limit from 3,000 to 4,000. I think that'll be fine. And then some people also just have an entire grove of forest around them as well, too. They have freaking, 1,000 flowers around their house. I'm like, why do you have so many? Well, you don't need that many flowers, honestly, in my personal opinion. I think it also comes from me being a kid who had to cut and mow the lawn when I was younger. So yeah, trauma.
It's intentionally placed, but there's a lot of flexibility there compared to. Sorry, Sims, taking strays here, but.
A lot of options. And
Sims been taking strays in multiple directions.
Some of these items, like
the Inzoi thing came out, and people are like, "This is better than Sims," and now Palia is looking better than Sims. Like, Sims is taking unnecessary strays left and right.
And of course, she has scattered a ton of plushies all over this place, so she's played an insane amount.
I was gonna say, you could have said hundreds of hours. Just to grab everything?
Oh,
to
easily.
Place it?
Easily. And she's not only that, but one of the things we have, as you progress through the game, you can also unlock multiple housing slots.
Ooh.
So she's got a
Very
number here
nice.
that we could dive into, and we might look at the Queen's Hive in a moment. That's one that she did a lot of glitching on, and so you can see some of the craziness that players create. But our housing system, as I said,
Sims is a giant to kill.
House, but as you,
it's been around for so long that
you can buy or new room additions.
I think the only thing I don't think Sims is ever gonna die.
If you want to change,
because hell,
a door here, I want to
the way I see it is,
of course, she had decorated. The wall,
also
so,
wait a second, let me do this for you guys.
Kind
Kind of simple like this. Sorry.
And here you go. Look at it, it's open now.
There you go.
Yeah, really fast.
I don't think Sims is ever gonna die, because I mean it is a giant to kill. You are definitely correct. The way I see it is kind of like how World of Warcraft hasn't died yet, and people are saying who's gonna be the game that kills WoW? Who's gonna be the game that kills WoW? And it's been around for like 20 plus years. It just has such a nostalgic feeling and has such a huge following at this point that I don't think it's ever gonna die. There'll be people who will be 85, in 50 years and will still be playing The Sims. Like. It is. I mean, it's slowly dying, but I don't think it's ever going to completely die out. I think it's at a point now where they haven't really updated anything, and people keep buying the expansion packs and all that kind of stuff, where they can just leave this game as it is, and they'll probably keep making money for the next 20 years. I think it's one of those. Yeah.
It's an easy to modify everything. So that's where we see players spend a ton of time.
Yeah.
We're going to do a little bit of cooking.
Okay.
To show this skill off in the game. We're going to make some steak dinner because we want to have some food before we go on our adventure to Elderwood.
Of course, important to eat before we do anything.
Yeah, fill that stomach up.
Yeah.
Our cooking is what I would consider like the best example of one of our core principles. Everything you do in the game, we want to be.
So there is already a spoiler on the screen. I'm pretty sure you guys have already seen it.
The game has a number of stations players can play at. But if you've got some friends, you can have them come join you at your housing plot, and each of you can take a station and
just do,
work together to complete the dish, and everyone gets the same full amount of rewards at the end of it. So
great.
We've seen we've seen our players take this to the nth degree. They do this thing called cake parties, where they'll get like 20 plus people on a housing plot and make these mega kitchens where everyone has their own station, and then they all just bake cakes together, and they'll make like 100 plus cakes and then sell them, and it's by far the best way to make money.
Yeah.
But like it takes some serious organization effort.
Oh my God, I'm late. You haven't missed anything. He's literally just showing off this character's house and cooking.
Exactly.
That's all that's happened.
I'm not paying attention. I failed to flip the steak. That's all right.
Nope.
We'll get.
There's a big old spoiler on the screen already, and I'll just mouse over it right here. The Elderwood. Enter the Elderwood through the gate in northern Bahari. We had no idea how we were going to get to the Elderwood, but now we know exactly how we're going to get to the Elderwood. The gate in northern Bahari. Yep. Because people were speculating that maybe I'm not sure how far you guys are in the quest line, but if you've been to the Night Sky Temple, I think is what it's called, there was also a gate that was kind of over in that area. There's also a gate that's like in Kilima Village area as well too. So we didn't know exactly how we were going, which one was going to be the Elderwood gate, and now we have pretty much a confirmation that it's going to be the gate in northern Bahari that takes us to Elderwood.
It'll be good. It'll be good.
All right, let's grab that bread.
So how, for example, if I didn't want to make something quite this intricate, I assume there is much simpler ways
this one
to get through, or this has better effects because it's more involved?
This is I choose it because we get to check out each of the stations. It's probably like a mid-tier dish. There's some simpler ones that are more like, hey, just chop the ingredients, submit it, and there it is. Or the cakes, which have like 20 plus steps to it that people go with. And of course, like all of our food, if you're able to get a star quality one, which depends on the ingredients you submit and how good you are at the minigame, you can place them all around your house and make these lavish food displays.
Can you eat them?
I mean, you can definitely pick it up and then we'll eat it here. There we go. Let's fill up. Good stuff.
All right.
Let's head out this way.
Go outside.
So, of course, you can't be a life sim game without gardening. Of course, we have our own garden system.
I'm trying to see if we see any new crops
our
here.
Our garden system really focuses on.
Ooh, those are new crops. What are those?
So each of the crops will give.
It says question mark, question mark, question mark.
And so our players.
What are those new crops?
Diagrams and try to like figure out what the best.
I was going to say someone has a corkboard with red string.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what these crops are. I'm like, here, let me see if I can do this. This might help. If I full screen it, will that help at all? Like help with the zooming in a little bit? Nope, they're like slightly off frame. Dang it. I don't know what those are. Huh. Okay.
They've literally built tools, some of our players, online tools that you can like map out your garden, and then it will tell you like.
Are those eggplants? What are those?
And,
oh my God.
They're like long grapes.
It's impressive what they've pulled off. So.
What's your main mode of communication between your players? Is it, kind of analyzing in-game what they're doing? Is it Discord? I mean, what's that dialogue like?
So we have a very active Discord. We've got over 350,000 players in our Discord. That was one of the things that even really early on we focused on is setting that community up and helping it blossom. Yeah, and so we are regularly on there engaging, reading comments, and working with, we have a program called the SHEP program or a creator program to understand how the community is feeling about latest updates in the game. So just briefly, here's the more glitch plot where, she's doing all sorts of stuff. It's a beautiful, bee flower garden.
This is a crazy plot, I'm not going to lie. This is very good.
Placing things in the sky. She's using curtains to make flowers, all sorts of
is that what they are?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a really interesting option, but some crazy stuff here. One of our favorites was we launched a feature called Home Tours, so you can share your plot out to other players that can come by and then vote on your plot. And if you get enough votes, you get some rewards. But the first week we launched it, the #1 thing immediately was someone made Jurassic Park. With the T-Rex like popping through, and I was like, okay, that's not what we expected, but that's amazing.
Kind of reminds me of, you know, in Dreams, Little Big Planet, you know, those user-generated levels that would be uploaded.
I think we all reacted to that plot, the Jurassic Park one. That one was actually pretty cool. We had the toilet and everything.
We have a patch coming out next week. And in that patch, we are releasing some more interactive decor. So things like jump pads and timers. So we want to try to encourage the community to make a little more interactive experiences.